In today's professional world, it can really feel like you're trying to find your way through a constantly changing landscape, and you don't have a map. But what if you could draw your own? What if you actually had a blueprint for your entire career?
It's a really important question, isn't it? I mean, we plan out projects, we plan our finances, but do we really take the time to design the architecture of our own professional lives? Because without a plan, we're just reacting to things. With one, we're building with purpose.
And that's the big idea right there, making that shift from being just a passenger in your career to becoming the lead architect. You get to design a professional structure that's completely yours and, most importantly, one that's built to last. So, where does any great building project start? Well, it starts with the foundation. And for our careers, that foundation isn't made of concrete and steel. No, it's built on human connection, on understanding, and on collaboration. This is the groundwork for everything else. Think about it. Every single workplace has two sets of rules. You've got the visible ones, the stuff you can see, like the org chart, job titles, the official processes. But then there's what's happening underneath, where the real decisions get made. That's the world of unspoken rules, influence, alliances, how people actually work together. Understanding this hidden network is absolutely the key to getting anything done. And let's be real, in our digital world, building that social foundation happens a lot through a screen. Mastering this is a pretty clear progression. First, you've got to learn to persuade people with clear, compelling ideas. Then, you build on that skill to negotiate with empathy, actually understanding where the other person is coming from. And finally, you use all of that to resolve conflict in a way that actually makes relationships stronger, not weaker. This really gets at the modern way of networking. It's not about how many business cards you can collect. It's about creating real, genuine connections. The whole focus shifts to what you can give and how you can help, not just what you can get. The strongest networks, the ones that really matter, are built on trust, long before you ever need to ask for a favor. Okay, so with that strong social foundation in place, the next layer in our blueprint is the framework. Now, this isn't some rigid, unmoving structure. It's a resilient one. It's designed to flex and adapt when things get tough, to bend, not break. So, what's this framework made of? Well, the core material is what we call the agility mindset. It's that deep down ability to adapt, to learn, and to really thrive when everything around you is changing fast. In a world where change is the only thing you can count on, agility isn't just a nice to have, it's your main survival skill. This quote right here completely changes how we should look at failure. A setback isn't a dead end. It's not a flaw in your design. It's just raw material. It's data that you can use to make your structure even stronger than it was before. So how do you actually do that? How do you turn failure into fuel? Well, it's a system, not just a feeling. First, you just have to acknowledge what happened. No blame, no excuses. Second, you analyze it to find the real core lesson. Third, you have to consciously apply that lesson the next time you face a similar challenge. And finally, this is a big one. You curate these insights, write them down, put them in a doc so they become a permanent part of your toolkit. All right, we've got our foundation and our framework. Now we need to power this whole thing. And that's where your economic engine comes in. This isn't just about a paycheck. It's the whole financial system that's going to fuel your ambitions and give you the freedom to keep building. Just look at the difference here. Money sitting in a savings account, well, it just sits there. In fact, it's probably losing value over time to inflation. But investing, that's putting your money to work for you. As you can see, even a pretty conservative portfolio just blows a savings account out of the water. It's really the difference between having fuel for today and building a power plant for your future. Now, part of understanding your engine means understanding debt. And as this table shows, not all debt is bad. Some debt, like a mortgage, can actually be a strategic tool that lets you buy an asset. But other debt, like high-interest credit cards for everyday spending, just drains your resources. The goal is to use debt smartly and not let it use you. And just like you diversify your investments, you should seriously think about diversifying your income. Relying on a single paycheck is kind of like building a house with only one support beam. In today's economy, adding a side hustle or building up investment income creates so much more stability. If one of those streams slows down, the others keep your whole engine running. Okay, so we've laid the foundation, we've put up the framework, and we've fired up the engine. Now it's time to see how all these pieces come together to create the complete blueprint. And here it is, the three core systems of your personal success architecture. A social foundation to support you. A resilient framework to help you adapt. and an economic engine to fuel you. Every single piece is essential.
Now, this is so important. These systems don't just work side by side, they actually feed into each other. A strong network can lead to financial opportunities. Financial freedom gives you the security to take smart risks and be more resilient. And that resilience makes you a better person to work with, which strengthens your network. See how it all connects?
So, in the end, it's not three separate plans. It's one blueprint, a single, unified model for designing a professional life that isn't just successful, but is also sustainable and, actually fulfilling. It's your blueprint.
Because here's the thing about being a great architect, you never stop refining the design. This isn't a project you do once and then you're done. It's a living document. As you grow, as the world changes, you'll make additions, you'll renovate, so the only real question left is, what will you build next?